Yeah, I wanted to do another video. This one is about too short. Like, nobody mentioned this at all. At all. Like, at all. Which is really crazy. Um, People are so stuck on mixed versus black and all that stuff. And it's annoying, you know? Like, why are we always stuck on mixed versus black? Like, he didn't say anything wrong in any of the conversation. He just said that he had good relationships with some mixed women. He also said he had good relationships with black women and other women. So he seems like he's all over the place. He probably likes mixed women because he feels like he gets a bit of everything instead of just, one thing. Which I can understand that as someone who interracially dates. I mean, I like the middle too, so I wouldn't say that that's exactly wrong what he's saying. He's not talking against black women. You see, he dates black women, so I don't think he's talking against black women. I don't know what he does regularly, if he's a colorist or anything. That's really none of my business, really. My main issue is the one issue where they are talking about how if you're raised in a white neighborhood, that part was really, really annoying and stupid as fuck. Like, he said that if you have a white parent and you are in a white neighborhood, then you're basically a white girl, or I guess white guy. And it's like, so what about the people who are adopted? Like, there are plenty of people that have white parents because they were adopted by white people. Are you really saying to discount their race because they were raised only around white people? How fucking ignorant are you? Like, seriously. I think some people are inebriated or something. Like, why do you're talking like you're not thinking or something. I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt that you don't really think when you talk. Like, what are you talking about? Race is like basically contagious, where if you hang around certain people, you'll eventually be that race. That is not a good look anyway. It's probably mostly what racist people would say. You know how, like, during Jim Crow days and how people acted like black people had diseases, and if you're around them, you get them. It's like the same idea there. Like, you're saying, like, it rubs off, basically, if you're around them. And I mean, like, that's not true. But it seems like that's not that abnormal. It's an extreme. Honestly, it's an extreme of what I've heard from people. But it's not that abnormal from what I've heard from some black people. They act like you gotta do this and that and stand on your foot on one foot, like on Wednesdays. If you don't, you're not black. I'm joking, of course, but I mean, like, you're doing, like, you have to do all these specific things to be black, and it's like, black is just a color. It's not like one, in America, we don't come from a specific culture, you know? Like, for example, my heritage is mostly Nigerian, but there's another black American who's mostly Ghanaian. We literally don't come from the same people, so saying that just having black skin means we're a certain way or we do certain things or it's different to be around us versus white people is kind of the derivative of racism to me. The reason it's a derivative of racism is because white people used to say that black people did this or that or were like this or that. How are we trying to internalize that racism on ourselves? That's what I don't understand. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. And to me, that was a total extreme there. Like, nobody would say those people are black or anything. Like, that was just astronomically, crazily wrong to say. And people, I see nobody seems to be offended by that. Mostly all I've seen people offended by was the fact that he said something about mixed women and Sweetie saying that black women are beautiful too, which is nice. I like that she said that. You can tell that she's pro-black women and stuff like that. She's fine. I like her music, actually. Um, but, I mean, I don't really see anything really wrong in what he was saying because he agreed with her. It wasn't like he went against what she was saying or anything. He just said he dated mixed girls. He probably was talking about mixed girls because she's a mixed girl and he's talking to a mixed woman. If he was talking to a black woman, he'd be talking about a black woman. Get what I'm saying? Some men do that. Like, they will hype up whatever the woman they're talking to. That doesn't mean they literally hype up that woman only, you know? Um, so that was not anything that bothered me. But what bothered me was the fact that he was saying, like, you have to act a certain way and you have to be a certain way, basically, to be black. And if you are only around white people and your parent is white, you just have one white parent, by the way. You have another black parent, if they're biological, then you're basically a white person. And that's just, like, so ignorant. So ignorant. I don't know. That was just that took me back, kind of like, wow, in my opinion. But yeah, I find that a lot of people act like different mentalities and different ways. Like, if you have a certain opinion on politics, if you have a certain preference in um, different styles, you know, they associate things specifically with black, and anything outside of it is the out of the box, basically, and more so deemed white. Activities, behaviors, things like that aren't black or white, in my opinion. That's a part of racism because you're stereotyping black people. I understand why it's okay. So many things people say is okay to stereotype black people if you're black. But if a white person was to say these things, it would be deemed racist. It's like when I would go to work at my old job, people would always act like black people have to accept like the hood mentality, or they have to accept like um, the illegal lifestyle, basically, um, or anti-police, something like that, you know. And it's like that's just stereotypes. You know, when I was younger, like I'm saying, like maybe 10 years ago, a little over 10 years ago. Who was saying these things? Who was mocking you? Who was saying all these things about you, like online and things of that nature? It was mostly racist white trolls, from what I witnessed. Now it's you black weirdos, the trolls, I guess. Not really trolls, but you're real people. I don't really like admitting that it's black people who admit that. I've seen it in real life. I hate it that I see it in real life sometimes. Like, we're not, we shouldn't be boxed in any way, and we shouldn't be boxed in negatively. Ever. But we see it all the time. I have to go. I'm not going to make this video too long because I have other things to do. So, that's all I'm going to say on that. Thanks, bye.